Welcome to this week's edition of College Sports Weekly. This week we're in Birmingham, Alabama, where we'll take an in-depth look at the UAB women's tennis program and Coach Mark Tia. UAB is the largest employer in the state of Alabama, and it is located in the heart of Birmingham, a city of over 1 million people. In 2018, UAB was ranked number 1 for young universities in the United States and top 10 worldwide, and is consistently one of the most diverse universities in the nation. In the fall of 2020, UAB achieved a 5th consecutive year of record enrollment with over 23,000 students. The UAB health system is one of the largest and most sophisticated in the country, and as a result, is home to one of the most prestigious medical schools in America. Mark Tia enters his 8th season as the head women's tennis coach at UAB and brings over 26 years of success and experience at various schools. So talk a little bit about the UAB women's tennis program. It looks like you're really building something special here. Talk a little bit about your goals, philosophy, and some of the things you've accomplished over the last few years.
Well, we're a holistic program, our program, and I make sure that recruits understand that because it's really not for everyone. We really are pushing our kids to be the best, to grow and improve in all aspects of life. That's on the court and off the court. When they leave UAB, we want them to not only be playing the best tennis of their life, but we want them to be a better teammate, a better sister, or a better daughter, a better citizen, a better student. We really push them, and that's not always easy to take because people generally don't like to be pushed in the moment that they're being pushed. But that's the strength of our program. Our values are passion, accountability, character, and team. And it's been my experience that we stick by that. We can't compromise on those values, whether it be through recruiting or through what we preach every day.
For viewers that don't know, you were a heck of a tennis player yourself. Grew up in Gainesville, Florida, very good junior player, and excelled at TCU. What made you decide to want to get into coaching?
Well, I've never had a job outside of tennis, my whole life. I played the circuit for 2 years, and then I went coaching under the WTA right after that. And then I went into club coaching for 15 years, and I enjoyed that, but it had run its course. So I actually got into college coaching really late. I was already almost 40 by the time I got my first college experience in a volunteer job. And I had so much fun. That competitive side of me came back, and I had to do it. And right now, I'm actually still making half the money that I used to make 10 years ago in the private sector, but I'm twice as happy. Go 3 minutes, we shorten it up, and keep that intensity, the object in mind, okay? Let's execute it a little bit better, okay? Watch the ball, pick up the ball quickly, then move your feet there. That's it. Perfect.
He's the chief. He's our boss, our captain, I guess. No, but I mean, really, the first night that we met him, it was a night before our first match, my first college match. And he walked in, he said, "Hey guys, nice to meet you. My name's Mark, or Coach Tia, but you can call me Chief," and it just kind of stuck. I mean, I think he really cares, and the girls can see that, they can feel it. His passion is really contagious, and that's exactly why I'm here, why I've been here so long, and why it's so much fun to work with him. He really spends a lot of time on the court with the girls. That's what he loves to do. One of our main focuses is trying to develop them as people so that they're ready to take on the world when they leave UAB.
Good job, that's the forehand right there. Look at that thing.
Chief contacted me on Facebook, and I really enjoyed talking to him actually, so he was a big factor in my decision. I think he's a great coach, so just like talking to him made me feel really comfortable, and yeah, that was definitely a big factor. Also, I'm studying biomedical engineering, and they have a great program for biomedical engineering here at UAB.
What he's made me realize is that it's not about how long I'm on the court, because for instance I was practicing, like I said, 5-6 hours every day, but what he does is he makes me realize that I can be on the court maybe like 2 hours and still get a great practice, because it's more about the quality of your practice, being super intense and just always being ready.
We can't wait to see you in Birmingham.
Birmingham, Alabama is a place for everyone. Nearly 1 million residents call this a magic city. A busy metropolis that holds tight to its small-town charm. This is a city with all the makings of home. Vibrant arts and entertainment, mouth-watering southern cuisine, and fine dining from award-winning chefs. Enthralling natural beauty in our parks and in our neighborhoods. And we are progressively building an equitable future, shaped by lessons learned from our past. Birmingham is part of UAB, and UAB is a part of Birmingham. Come see what we love about this place. There's a warm welcome waiting just for you in Birmingham.
Good, everybody all in. All right, I want you to close your eyes for just a second. Close your eyes. I want you to think about what you want this season to be. What does it mean to you? What is it worth to you? What are you willing to sacrifice for this team? I want you to think about your why. Why do you do it? How far have we come? How far have you come? Think about who you play for. All the people you have behind you. This city, our community. Now, what's your dream? 25, 40, 25. Commit to it. Every drop of sweat, every rep, commit to it. Every single day, commit to it. We're building something special here. We're building it together. Commit to it. What you want to achieve, where we want to be, where we want to go. Now open your eyes. We can have all of that as long as it's together. Bring it up.
Win is 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Win is 1!
Mark Ingram is entering his 6th year as the athletic director at UAB. Ingram has guided the UAB athletic department through its most unique and unprecedented era of collegiate athletics, with the reinstatement of football, bowling, and rifle, while experiencing record-setting performances on the fundraising trail and in the classroom. So Mark, talk a little bit about, in your short tenure, a lot of the improvements facility-wise that you've made since you've been here at UAB.
Yeah, well, we've been excited and on a roll here, trying to do something for every one of our sports teams. So we have built or renovated 23 facilities so far in the last 5.5 years, and I'm really proud of that because we've been able to do something that impacts everybody.
What are some of the facilities you're most proud of?
You know, we started with academics, and we also started with our Olympic sports weight room. We knew we could cover more teams by renovating those two things first, make a quick impact to everybody. And then the building that we're in right now is a football practice facility and a covered practice field here. This was a $22.5 million project, 46,000 square feet, and this has been a complete game changer for our football program.
What are some of the things in the future you see expansion-wise at UAB as far as athletic facilities?
Well, we're in the middle of a football stadium project downtown, so it'll be ready next year. So it's almost $200 million that we're doing down there in conjunction with the city and partnerships with the local community and our county, and so we're really excited about that. And that, again, not just for football, that'll be great for everybody when it comes to hosting recruits and being at the game and that kind of an environment. We're raising money right now for a basketball practice facility. We're also raising money for a clubhouse for baseball and softball. We've built a brand new oval track for our Olympic track team. We've built what's probably the finest on-campus soccer-only facility in the country. We built a softball stadium. We could go on with what we've done. I mean, and it's all been something that's really special for the kids. At the end of the day, you want them to have a world-class experience as a student athlete that matches the world-class academic experience they're getting here in the classroom at UAB.
You've had a pretty unique experience with having football, bowling, and rifle cut, and then you bringing it back. Talk a little bit about that process and kind of what you did as far as reviving it.
Yeah, we don't have enough time for me to tell you about that process, but you know what happened was the classic "you don't know what you've got until it's gone" kind of story. Our football program had a terrible facility and just didn't show any sign of life in terms of future improvement. You know, all great kids, hardworking people doing their best, but in today's environment, it's an arms race, and you've got to show recruits, hey, if you come here, we can help you get to the next level.
How has this whole COVID situation kind of affected just your philosophy and mindset as far as bringing kids back, and how have you guys adapted to everything?
We're fortunate to be at a world-class medical research institution here at UAB, so we have a lot of great advice and access to current real information, people that are on the front lines dealing with this every day. So we've been able to use that expertise so that we can bring our student athletes back here in a very safe way. You know, I can tell you since August the 1st, we've tested almost 8,000 people, or 8,000 tests rather, and out of 8,000 tests, we've had maybe 15, 16 positives. So, you know, our student athletes are following the rules, our coaches are following the rules, they're wearing their masks, they're trying to space out and not go to those parties on the weekend, which is hard to do as a college student, trying to stay together with their same, you know, roommates and their groups of people that they live with and see every day. And that so far has been a great asset of ours and our ability to control it so far.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks very much. Appreciate you having me.
Blake KLOTZ is the strength and conditioning coach at UAB and a vital part of the women's tennis program.
I think if you move well and you're stronger in whatever lift you can do, and then obviously the speed aspect is pretty crucial as far as laterally. We just try to train total system. We don't focus on one thing. We focus on what is going to make each athlete better and just go from that. Yeah, so Fridays, you know, they've gone through a full week of training. They're probably pretty tired a little bit. So sometimes we'll come out here and we'll just, instead of just beating them on the ground, we'll give them some sand workouts. They love it. It's something different. It's a different training stimulus. Which is a placebo effect in itself. And then the ground's a little bit more giving, so they can, you know, cut and not have the hard pounding on their bodies as the general week leading up to a Friday session.
So Ashton, talk to me a little bit about the importance of diet and nutrition when it involves college athletics.
So nutrition is really important for athletes, both in their day-to-day and then as well as their performance. So, you know, pre-game, during the match, and then, you know, post-game, post-match, whichever sport you're playing with. And then as well as your day-to-day, right? Because these athletes need to be filling their bodies properly. They're going to and from class, they have rehab, they have practice, they have lift, they have everything, right? And nutrition is an important piece to help all of those things, to help them perform.
Each new day is one of hope and possibility, which is why we're looking for the answers to tomorrow's questions, providing an unmatched level of care and making patient safety our #1 priority. So for whatever tomorrow holds, if there's a need for healthcare, know that we're here for you today, online, by video, or in person. UAB Medicine. Knowledge, moving medicine forward.
The subject is UAB.
We're a research institution.
So we don't just seek knowledge.
We want answers. We invite every question to be explored, every voice heard,
every opportunity seized. That invitation brought the best to Birmingham.
No college bubble here.
No gated entrances.
No. We do higher education in the real world. Will you join us?
Where the city is your classroom?
I started playing tennis around 8 years old. In junior tennis, I was ranked 1 in the state for each age group I played in. I was ranked 20 in the nation in 12s, and the highest I got in the South, top 10 in ages 14 and 16s. I was playing tournaments and thinking about maybe possibly throwing in college or playing tennis in college. And I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna have to give one of these up. And it was just like, I just can't give tennis up because I'm just more in love with it than I am with track. I decided to come to UAB because Coach Tia saw me play last summer, and he threw out the idea of coming to UAB and playing, and it took me just a little while to think about it, but I saw this as a really great opportunity for me to just continue doing the thing I love. And it's in Birmingham, and I love Birmingham, I love downtown, so it was a perfect fit. So coming, into a team as a freshman is always nerve-wracking, but I feel like the team's done a great job making everyone feel welcome. I have never really been confused as to what to do. Everything's very clear. And I mean, Coach Tia makes it a great environment every day to come and practice.
Yeah, so I came as a freshman in 2013. I played for Coach Chia for all 4 years. When I graduated, I was the volunteer assistant coach, and this is my 3rd year as the assistant. So I've pretty much grown up here. I'm from England. I spent my first 18 years there, but this has really been my most important years for development. I've changed a lot. I think, a lot of different things, but I've just put in so many years, so many hours, so many relationships. I think that's the most important thing. First and foremost, my relationship with Coach Chia, who helped me develop as a player and a person, and now as a coach. So I really value that. All of my teammates here, and now the girls on the team that I get to coach and kind of try and help them along on their journey too. So it's mostly that. I've seen it come from, not much. My first couple years, our teams were not that great, and we got a lot better. I've seen us improve both on the court but also off the court, just trying to create more of a champion-minded, growth-minded culture. And I'm seeing that evolve a little bit more each and every day, so that's exciting, and I just want to see that through.
I'm from Germany. I'm from a pretty small village. It's close to Dortmund, it's in the west. I think because I was so nervous in the beginning, I kind of had trouble improving. Not even like in practice I would improve, but then to play like that in a match was really hard for me in the beginning. But at some point, probably my sophomore year, I started trusting myself a lot more. And that's when I kind of moved forward and I improved a lot. In the middle of my sophomore season, and it was just, one day before a big match, actually, we were like finishing up the last practice, last exercise of the practice basically. I run to the net, my partner gets lobbed, so I run like sideways kinda towards the back. And I just, want to hit the ball, and I actually hit it, but then when my right knee or my right leg touched the ground, I just fell, and it hurt really, really bad, and I knew right away that like something bad happened. In the beginning, I was still like hoping I could still come back for the season or something, but when the doctor finally said, no, you're gonna have surgery and it's gonna take a while, that's when it kind of kicked in. And I was just really disappointed, especially because I was improving a lot that season and I was so excited to play. I just really, really wanted to come back so quickly. I think the biggest factor in coming back so quickly was my will. Obviously, the surgeon probably also had a big impact on like doing everything correctly, so that like my rehab process was made more easy. I think it helped me a lot. It made me especially realize how valuable my time is in college tennis, and then all of a sudden after my injury, I was in my junior year and I was like, well, now I just have 2 years left, so I better make the best out of it. So I just went to every practice with the mindset of just getting better and trying to be grateful and enjoy every moment that I have on the court. And I think that helped me a lot. because I've had such a great experience. But at the same time, I would also tell them that we don't have an easy program and they will be pushed here during practice, during rates, and they definitely can't come here expecting it will be super easy. But at the same time, that's, for me at least, what makes it fun.
So Ramon, talk a little bit about the success academically of the tennis program here.
Well, yeah, it's easy to do. So our women's tennis program has actually led our athletic department in overall GPA back-to-back years here, most recently coming off of a record-setting 3.96 GPA. So you really can't get much better than that.
Now, it seems like you have a lot to do with that, is that right?
So yeah, I don't want to take a lot of the credit. I mean, I think really I attribute a lot of the heavy lifting to our staff, and so we particularly have a dedicated counselor for our women's tennis program here, and she also works to do a lot of the programming for student athlete development, so career, leadership, personal development, which I feel like in community engagement, our tennis program really takes a liking to and really get invested in there as well. And then we also have a team of tutors as well as mentors and interns that really kind of work together to make sure that these students have what they need academically.
For viewers and recruits, what are some of the services that you offer that may be unique to colleges?
Definitely. So one of the things we pride ourselves on is the autonomy and really giving those student athletes the opportunity to decide, what their academic career path and support plan looks like. So we have a unique tiering program in which we kind of let our students, really self-select, if you will, their academic support plan based off of their previous semester before. And so we think that's really unique because if a student does really well in the classroom, then they kind of get to have some buy-in as opposed to maybe some of those more antiquated models of, hey, you just have to come in and get a certain number of hours of study hall. We really like to tier and segment what that support looks like. So we have everything from content-based tutoring to, maybe some of your more traditional study hall setups, but those are also going to be task-based and objective-based. So really, once you get an assignment done, you're on your way and out the door. And then we have academic mentors that really work with the acclimation piece and time management, study skills, organization, really acclimating those student athletes to what it's like to be a college student, but really a college student here at UAB.
Talk a little bit about your philosophy as far as academics.
School is number one. We even try to schedule matches to where they miss the least amount of school, and our girls don't like to miss school. They had a 3.9 GPA this year, which is the highest in Conference USA. And typically every year we have the highest team GPA at the university. And the university itself, almost all the teams here, I think almost every team, if not every team, has had a 3.0 GPA this past year.
I've been so impressed with Mark. From the first time I met him, his true love of the game, but beyond that, his bringing the kind of community involvement, focusing on academics. I think Mark's approach to the all well-roundedness of the program, I think is wonderful.
Okay, you're always going through the middle. If she comes in and you have the feeling that she's not that close in coming in, go for the two-shot pass. You want to get that first ball, kind of make her have to volley it from low level of the net, and then pass her on the second one, okay?
The biggest improvement is the quality of play of the girls. And, when I got here, I met a couple of the girls, and they were excellent players and really good students. But the overall performance of the team has just gradually gotten better and better. And then last year was sort of a breakthrough year for them in terms of the one-loss record. But all during that time, the girls continue to improve throughout the season. And to me, that's a real marker of having a successful program.
We're learning more about the tennis program, and we're able to convey that message to everyone else. I think UAB athletics in general, because of the football program doing what it's done in the past 2 to 3 years, has brought all levels of basketball, tennis, men's and women's, to the next level, and it's going to be exciting the next 2 to 3 years.
Birmingham is the belly of the civil rights movement, and I think what's so impressive here is how progress and diversity that I've seen since I've been here. You took me around to some of the sites of the Civil Rights Museum and the church that was bombed. Talk a little bit about how far Birmingham has come in the past 15, 20 years.
Well, I can only speak to the time that I've been here, and which is the past 7 years. And it's been, UAB has grown, like we talked about the renovation of downtown and the areas around it, even the south side where UAB is located, on the south side of Birmingham. It's one of the more diverse universities in the country, and also the city of Birmingham is one of the more diverse cities in the country as well.
I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of College Sports Weekly from Birmingham, Alabama. I'm Tony MINNIS, and I look forward to seeing you next time.